Welcome to this brief session on navigating the CASAS website for EL Civics and Citizenship. I'm Margaret Teskey, one of the program specialists for CASAS, along with Barbara Lehman, also program specialist for CASAS. This session is designed for new staff and new agencies, and this is part of our EL Civics conference series for 2020-21. Part of our content today, we've divided into 3 parts: navigating to the EL Civics web pages from the CASAS homepage. Part 2 will be talking about citizenship, the test, certification, training needed, and some good information you'll need. Part 3, EL Civics objectives. We've got descriptions and selection process, and for the CoApps, the Civic Objective Additional Assessment Plans. Hopefully this presentation will give you the information you need to get started. So for our objectives this afternoon, we want you to learn to find what you need on the CASAS website. We want you to find citizenship tests and how to get certified to conduct oral interview tests, find information about that, and then distinguish where to click for each selection, especially for selecting civic objective assessment plans. So we're going to navigate now. Barb will show you how to navigate from the CASAS homepage to the CASAS California EL Civics page, and then onto the California Citizenship Participation page. So take it away, Barb.
Right. This is the CASAS webpage. You can find it at www.casas.org. And when the homepage comes up like this, and as you start to scroll down, you'll see on the right the remote testing. We encourage you to go there and learn more about remote testing and how you can set that up for your agency. As you scroll down from the homepage, on the left-hand side, you will see CASAS peer communities. California Adult Education and Accountability and Assessment is a good place to start when you are just beginning with CASAS. But today we're going to talk specifically about California EL Civics. So what you're going to do is one click onto that, and that will bring you to the California EL Civics homepage or page. And then you'll see on the left-hand side a number of different selections. For right now, we are going to talk about civic participation just briefly, and citizenship prep, I'm sorry. So under citizenship prep, you will pull up this page, and then you can look at the resources that are available to you from the citizenship prep web page, which include things like the Immigration Resource Center. ESL Learn is a free program that it's an online course that will help students prepare for the citizenship test. This USCIS, you'll hear about that gives you learning about the CIT test, applying, and a number of different study materials. There's also a frequently asked question, which is a 4-page doc that will help you to answer specific questions. And the EL Civics Oral Interview Test in Government and History, which you will hear more about from Margaret later on in the presentation. So now let's go back up to California Civic Participation and IELCE. If you make one click there, you will see the California Civic Participation webpage. And this page gives you so much information. But what I want to encourage you to not be daunted by it. Some of the things that you will find very helpful, and I'm just going to show you this real quickly. These are all the pre-approved additional assessment plan. The main thing here are all of your objectives. If you want to get to a number, you get there by clicking the caret and scrolling down, and make sure you're on 2021, hit go. And if you want 20, it will take you to 20. The other thing you want to be sure is view details. You click that, and then it will give you the details for that particular objective, civic objective. So other things that are important on this page are moving through the website and learning more about EL Civics if you are a brand new agency. This particular document, funded EL Civic Objectives, is a very short, I think it's 4 pages of all the different civic objectives. The little sword right here tells you that objective number 3 is not only a EL Civics CoApp, it's also a 243 CoApp. All CoApps are funded for both. If you are a 243 funded agency, the matrix is different in terms of payment points. But as you can see, it just shows you a very brief introduction to what that particular civic objective is about. So I encourage you to look through that document. The other important site I want to share with you as you begin your journey in choosing your objectives is the CoApps selected in California by agencies. It'll take you to this page where if you look at you go to the second one, the number of agencies that have selected the pre-approved objectives. So this will tell you each objective and how many agencies this year are actually offering or have selected these objectives to share with their students. As you can see, 33.7, 45 agencies have selected that, and that is a 231, 243 one, and also there is 48.1, which is a 231, 243 agency with 59 agencies. 59 agencies is telling you that a lot of different agencies out there are using it, and there's probably a lot of material already developed. So if you're a new agency, you might find that very helpful. Another thing that you want to do is a needs assessment. In order to find out some things about the needs assessment, this document gives you insight into what agencies or what civic objectives are related to the pandemic. So you might want to look at that as to add to your objective list if you have already selected some of your CoApps. The thing that you need to keep in mind for new agencies when you've developed your when you're trying to develop and select your civic objectives is you need to move down to the needs assessment documents. This will give you an overview of what a needs assessment is about and why you have to do it. It will also give you examples of needs assessments that have been developed, and keep in mind that the needs assessment is your way of helping students drive instruction. So with that, I will turn it back over to we'll go to the PowerPoint and we've done the citizenship and citizenship prep. And we've worked on that. And now Margaret is going to be more specific with you.
Okay, we're back in the PowerPoint, and it's just taking a screenshot from the website that Barbara was just talking about with EL Civics objectives. So there are 4 main important links at the top. You'll see pre-approved objective list, and the second one is for selecting your CoApps. But before you select your CoApps, there's a number of things we need to think about. First of all, you want to review the pre-approved plan list, and you can either do that through the link, this first link, or you can go to the PDF that she showed below. The second is that you're going to have to give students and possibly others like teachers the school community needs, student needs survey. What a long name, but anyway, it's your student needs assessment. And you want to do that so that we know the students are interested in the topics that you've chosen. So you can narrow your list from the big list of 74 or so objectives down to a smaller list and give that list to your students to find out their interest. Then based on your survey results, you're going to select the CoApps, and that would be in the second link. And for integrated education and training programs, the CoApps, as Barbara mentioned, the CoApps really have to be noted for section 243. And that's with the little sword on the document. Okay. A permission is required for selecting the CoApps, and this staff person has to be noted in our CASAS database. So if you're having trouble, let your program specialist know, and they'll take it from there and try to help you out, get that set up for you. So let's talk a little bit more about the community student needs survey. As Barb mentioned, you can go down and investigate at least the first 2. The first one will give you the overview. Then we've got sample for beginning low. And then we've got a summary form to put the results of your survey in. So you want to look at all the resources available and conduct your needs assessment. Then that needs assessment will really give you information to know what to develop further. So when you're ready to choose your CoApps, you go to 2, second link, you select those, and then you go to the third link. This is one of the last steps, but you need to pick the third link to know what you have selected, and you can make sure that the selections are the ones you want. So at this point, you can add, edit, or delete any of the selections. So if you need to add another selection throughout the year, that's okay, up until April. And you could edit, meaning you could change it to a different selection, or you can delete something and add the correct one. If you've made a selection that you don't like, that you're not going to use, you can go ahead and delete it, or not. It doesn't really matter if you don't have any results in that, it's not going to count. Okay, the next thing to do is to download the CoApps and import them into TE. So if you click on that link there, it will take you to how to do that with TE. And when you're in TE, it will look, you'll be going to your additional assessment import wizard. Another big name, sorry, additional assessment import wizard. So it's one of the wizards. You'll follow the instructions that were given there. And if you ever want to add more CoApps, you can do the same thing again. Just go to the wizard. So What does that look like? Well, your data manager can help you with this, or you can leave it up to your data manager to do it if you give them the CoApps that you want. And they use the additional assessment wizard just to import the CoApps that were noted on the CASAS website that you've chosen. Remember, you have to do this step before entering any pass or fail results for CoApps, or they won't be in there. Okay, so quick summary now. For CoApp selection, you're going to choose a small number of EL Civics objectives for the survey. And you're going to survey your students and teachers, any community members you want to add it in. You're going to collate those survey results and select the CoApps by clicking on the website and going to the second link. Remember, you have to be logged on. Then you check the selections by clicking on the third link and download the selections into TE using the additional assessments import wizard. So EL Civics instruction and testing, you're going to use the fourth link. Barb, the next slide, sorry. Okay, you're going to use the fourth link to find out other agencies who have selected the same objectives as Barbara showed you. You're going to connect them. You can connect with those agencies through your consortium or your network meetings and see if they're willing to share practice materials. Once your teachers develop some practice materials, you're able to share with those agencies as well. Remember that the minimum is 30 hours of instruction prior to testing. And get your assessment ready by reading all the details for each task for each CoApp, then preparing score sheets for the proctors. And the proctors give the tests and score the tasks. Proctors can be teachers. They do not have to be e-test certified, but they should complete a proctor remote testing agreement. And then scores will be determined by pass or fail. The pass or fail is determined by the rubric set in the details for each CoApp, for each assessment plan. And your data manager or whoever deals with TE would enter all the pass or fail marks into TE. Okay, so to wrap up, there are many resources and information on the California Civic Participation and IELCA page. Be sure to look through all of them. Teachers and proctors of EL Civics and Citizenship classes may want to know more, so be sure to share the page with your staff and teachers as appropriate. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Barb, for helping me out with this. We know there's a lot to learn about EL Civics and Citizenship. Feel free to contact your local CASAS program specialist for specific questions. And be sure to visit the EL Civics Conference playlist on our YouTube channel for more.
Thank you, and that's a wrap.